I listen, yeah. Them man running through the alphabet of targets, you know, can't get the A choice, the B choice, the
Maybe
C
like,
choice.
maybe there's blood, can't hit the target.
Can't hit the target, blood. Oh
Yo.
my days. I seen a picture the other day of the three midfielders that they were supposed to have to replace Henderson, Wijnaldum, and fucking Fabinho, bro.
Check the scores before you come with your reckless talk.
Go check that.
Sending call and banter my team and we banter yours. For the win, taking no L's, we don't do draws. Don't press pause, keep your ears peeled when Tezzy talks.
Yup. Liverpool. What's good, nigga? No transfers, nigga. Goodness. I listen, yeah. Them man running through the alphabet of targets, you know, can't get the A choice, the B choice, the
Maybe
C
like,
choice.
maybe there's blood, can't hit the target.
Can't hit the target, blood. Oh my days. I seen a picture the other day of the three midfielders that they were supposed to have to replace Henderson, Wijnaldum, and fucking Fabinho, bro. Oh my days, you man had the nerve to talk about my gaffer, blood. Talk about Ten Hag's pool. Where's your pool, bro? Man should know what Klopp's got. He's got a Premier League and a Champions League, hasn't he? So why can't he secure targets? And it's got nothing to do with your club or your owners, like you want to try and make out. Because I seen them press the green light on 115 mil, and my man's doing a medical at Chelsea. Wagwan. What is going on? Klopp can't pull again. He couldn't even pull a gal in a brothel, blood. Fuck it out. What's the man them saying, man? Got Capo in the building for a second week running. Keys there.
3 points, man.
It
That's all that matters right now.
goes, man.
3
When
points.
soon come, man. You get me?
Trust me. Mason
in 10
Mount goal
minutes.
coming soon. Fucking better, I'll tell you that much. But lads,
Don't forget that bet we had, you know.
yeah.
Yo, I need the Mason Mount goal, isn't it? You get me?
Yo, Havertz, bro. I swear you missed the open one the other day. Trust me. Fucking hell, man. But nah, seriously, in all seriousness, what is going on at that Liverpool club? Because they've gone from only being able to afford £40 million, £50 million of that, and they just done the mad thing and slapped 15 million down on Casado. I thought you man were broke, bro. I thought they had no peas. Like, what's going on? Financial fair play and all that. Like, it's all crazy. What do you think's going on down there, lads? Serious.
The panicking. I know that's what's happening. The panicking right now.
Panic stations, but
They need to get somebody in now. My man's going to Chelsea. Lavia's going to Chelsea as well.
everyone's just going to Chelsea. What do you think Chelsea's pulled is? Reckon his wage?
Must be a money thing, bud.
Gotta be,
They ain't got Champions League. I
That's what
know.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. What do you
I
reckon
know
their
they're
pull
building
is?
a young team that obviously is for the
In like
future.
a year
and
or
that,
two, you get me? But right now,
they've got about 50 million players, bro. Crazy.
They ain't got as much players as man think that they've got, you know. Cause when you look at the team that they put out the other day,
But I feel like they're signing bare players that ain't even in the squad. Or
yeah,
they're just loaned back out, bro. They're signing bare, man, bro.
yeah, that Todd Bowley store, like he's moving crazy. He is a definition of. Man was saying last week, if the manager wants the player, just go and get the player. He is the perfect chairman for that saying there, because he don't give a toss, bro. My man's just, all right, you're bidding 50 mil, while my manager wants him, so I'm gonna bid 65. Not even a 55. Just
The money that we're dealing with these days is just crazy, man.
It's getting out of
It's
hand.
absolutely crazy. But yo, the football's back. I'm loving it already.
The
you get me?
football is back, man. I called it, you know, me and Keems called it. We told you, yo, Newcastle versus Aston Villa is going to be the game of the weekend. Man seen 6 goals, blood. Certain man held 5 in the net.
Good evening.
Couldn't believe it, blood. No gashi. I was watching Villa, yeah, and it looked like the old school Arsenal under my man. He ran out of ideas. I don't understand what was going
I
on.
didn't know what to do at a certain time. When
He
I was
didn't
watching
still.
Time, it was already 4, bro, and it was just like. You just look
Poor
like a
Pau
defeated
Torres,
team,
man.
bro.
Pau Torres got thrown in at the deep end, bro.
Deep end, blood.
St. James's Park, the Geordie's just roaring, bro. That's
Yeah.
not everyone's not built for that, you know.
Yeah, it's long
trust
down
me.
there. He's looking like a player, you
I've
know.
seen many a
Fam,
teams crumble there.
He's cold, bro. When did it United time ago?
It was moving a bit selfish though. There was a couple times when he should have put a couple players in and he just tried to take the shot on that.
Absolutely
You've already got
rapid
one
as well.
goal, man. The pressure's off your shoulders, man. You would have been. It would have been better for you to get one goal and 2 assists than try and get a hat trick, bro. I'll be honest. You get that debut day goal, the pressure's off, and then you look at it. Yo, Bearman scored on their debut, you know.
Yeah, bear man.
Bearman blood. And guess who's not gonna? Guess by the time you watch this,
Big Mount.
trust me, he ain't scoring blood.
Yeah, but there's no pressure for him to score in his
There
debut,
is.
fam.
There fucking is.
From you. You're one person in the whole UK,
There is.
bro.
There
There's no
is.
pressure on man to score today.
There is, bro.
You're not a striker,
Ex-Chelsea.
fam.
Ex-Chelsea geezer, blood. Diaz is not a striker either, bro. And he put the ball in the bottom left corner, bro. What you on about, blood?
Yeah, I say that striker.
Exactly, blood. He's bossing off, fam. Wow, guys, let us know how you been feeling about the first
off.
week of the weekend, man. Have your top fours changed? Mine hasn't still. I still think that the original 5 that I said.
I don't remember what I said.
You don't remember what you said?
I know I said Man U, Arsenal, City, top 3.
Yeah, Chelsea and you said Newcastle. I'm sure you said Newcastle.
I thought I said Chelsea.
Uh,
If I didn't,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying now.
Chelsea's in there, but fuck all of that. Let me chat to Keems. Keems,
Yeah, but now.
you watched your boys on the weekend, 12:30 kickoff. What are you? How are you feeling about your boys' first game, man?
Bro, first game, all you want is 3 points, bro.
That's all
First
that
half,
matters.
I was happy with the first half. Things are flowing, you get me? You know what Nottingham Forest is going to come and do? They're just going to get everyone behind the ball and frustrate, you get me? But eventually we got through. Bit of silk for Martinelli. You see that assist?
I seen it.
Do you reckon it was a fluke?
Nah, he meant that,
That's
fam.
what I said, bro. I was
course he
arguing with
meant
someone
that,
weekend
bro.
saying, it was a fluke. I'm saying, listen, you knew exactly what
He
he was
knew
doing.
what he was doing, bro.
Exactly what he was doing, fam.
You
Yeah, I
get
think
me?
he knew what he was doing.
He knew
Still.
what
I'm,
he
not
was
gonna, I'm
doing.
not gonna call that a fluke.
But
Did look
yeah.
like a fluke.
And Ketia, nice finish.
Does he start next week?
Well, he has to. He's got no choice.
I told you,
Jesus
man.
ain't bad.
Keita's in the room. I told you, this guy just scores, bro.
He scored. He does score,
He
but
just scores.
is he gonna do it at the Bernabeu?
Fuck the burn about,
You
fam.
get
He
me?
just
You
needs
get
to-
what I'm saying?
He just needs to do it in the Prem, fam. That's all you need.
You don't,
really,
you don't
no.
even know if you're gonna get. You're gonna see the bird
That's
about.
what I'm saying,
that-
but he just
I'm
needs to
speaking
do it in the Prem.
hypothetically, though.
Yeah, nah, facts, but at the same time.
Man, I'm gonna get to that Champions League night. I'm going on my apps to check the lineups and that.
Nah, but here what
You get
though?
me?
Nah, but here what
I'm
though? There's a
looking,
difference.
I'm seeing Declan Rice. I'm seeing Odegaard, Thomas Partey, Saka. Then I'm seeing Nketiah, bro.
But there's a
Against
difference
fucking
between him
Rudiger.
doing well, yeah.
You get me,
There's a
bro?
difference between him doing well.
And the thing is, I
Scoring
rate
in the
Nketiah,
Prem.
I'm rating Nketiah, but the harsh reality is
I think man are harsh on him, you know.
he's not a starting striker for Arsenal, bro.
Nah, you could do with a start.
He-
But Jesus,
he-
innit?
Huh?
Jesus.
No, but for where Arsenal want to be, the level between your number one and your backup has to be high. You get me? The drop off
Yeah.
can't be as drastic as it is.
But I don't feel like it's that drastic because he scores.
He
as long as you
scores.
get your goal, it's you know what I mean? Pressure's off.
He only scores if he's getting service. What about when man need him to hold the ball up and that, and like he needs to do a bit of
Yeah,
dog
but then
work?
you're just playing
Don't
to
get
his
me wrong,
strengths.
even the dog work is not too bad, but I'm just saying. But there's an argument to say he's never had the opportunity to
Yeah,
play game after game after game after game.
facts.
But I just know when I'm seeing, you gotta the biggest way you gotta look at it is you have to look at the opposition and see what the opposition have over you. You get me? I'm seeing City up the road with Haaland, Alvarez. The level's just different. You get me? There's argument. Man are saying Alvarez is better than Jesus, which is our number one.
Alvarez.
You get me? So
City
City
striker, yeah.
so
Young boy.
I just think like
That's the
I
definition.
rather rate Nketiah. Like I think Nketiah would do bits at like a West Ham, at a Palace, starting week in week out. But the reality of it is,
But I
as
feel
soon
like
as good as Nketiah does for us, as soon as Jesus comes back, he's out
Basically.
the team. So he could, you get me? He can't win.
I just feel like with Nketiah, it's a thing where
he's good enough to be scoring in the Prem.
He's definitely
adding
Premier League level.
Yeah,
But
nah,
there's
but
levels
adding,
to the
adding the
levels.
pressure on to be like, what can he do at the Bernabeu? Now you're asking for too much. Fair enough, you need
Why-
a better striker than
why
him.
am I asking for too
but he
much?
can still get a chance. But I'm not expecting him to do the mad thing against Real Madrid, Barca.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So
I
how
want
would
a
it go-
striker that I
if it-
expect.
if it-
No,
If he's not gonna do the
but I'm
mad
just
thing,
saying.
it's
But
like,
I'm
how
just
you
saying.
expect him to win?
But I'm just saying, if he scores 15 for you in the Prem, he's done his job. That's a job well done.
Yeah, I'll
get
credit
me?
him for that, but I'm yet to see him do that.
Yeah, nah. But that's what I'm saying. This season, I reckon it could be his season though.
We'll see.
Because you got no right now. You got no choice but to use him. innit? So
he's got to take the opportunity he's got right now.
Grab that, man.
You get
Trust
me?
Nketiah scores,
Don't get me
man.
wrong. I'd love to be eating my words, but I just know that we need better. You get me? It is what it is. Like, a man would love for certain players in your team to work, but in deep down, you know, you need better.
I got a question
don't-
for you
don't
as well,
talk to
still,
me about
Keems.
that.
Got one more for Keems. Timber, ACL gone.
Is it ACL?
I don't know if it's
ACL.
ACL, but they're saying it's looking like a bad knee injury, but
Bro, I just wasted my money in the fantasy league with us.
Buy Timber.
Yes.
Let's go.
they're saying that they have it saying like they're not saying like season ending, but they're saying long.
Long term.
It's a long, like,
Damn.
My,
recovery.
my point to it is, if it was a snap to ACL, his pain tolerance is high because he didn't look hurt at all. He looked hurt, but
He
he didn't
walked
look like he.
off,
Fam,
so-
I've seen man with ACL tears balling on the pitch, fam. He looked like he had like a, because Donny come on the pitch, stretched out his leg and that. And I was like, probably a cramp, fam, like a really bad cramp or something, fam. But nah.
I don't know. I'm not
Long
gonna
term.
speak on it because I don't know the facts yet. But obviously he's gonna be out for a while. But this is what
So you need
this
depth.
is what it is, isn't it?
Speaking of transfers, it brings us nicely onto this season's first tweet of the week. And guess what, guys? There's still no jingle. Still no jingle.
Get on to him, man.
Me?
You, bro.
We're a team here. You can get us onto us all, you know.
Book
It's all right.
studio and didn't turn up.
Who did that?
I'm joking.
Man, just
It will happen soon, man.
Yeah, don't worry, man. The jingle's coming soon. But I'm sorry, guys. I don't even have the energy to do it. I'm so excited. I'm just want to watch the man play. I don't even have the, I don't have the energy for it.
They'll get it when man are doing the prep thing, innit?
Basically, you'll have to wait and see. But Kims, read the tweet.
Okay. This week's tweet comes from Key Merc6.
Shout out my brother Key.
Is key?
And
I know that.
he says, Eric Ten Barlard.
Like the Twitter man them kill me, for myself.
Eric Ten Barlard got blood on his hands if he don't deliver something serious this season because United spend absolute dough. And then you got DG at DeanG81, and he's replied to it saying, KMT, blood, them man always pocket watching like some scorned baby mum. So Dean G is what, a Man United fan?
Nah, he's Arsenal
Oh,
boy.
he's Arsenal.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Which is the irony of that too. I just think that is so ironic. Like, I don't understand how Liverpool fans and Arsenal fans have the nerve to call Manchester United fans pocket watchers. Like, there is no logic. There is no, what is your point here? We are the only fan base besides Manchester City and Newcastle now, because they got a little bit of bread, and Chelsea fans that don't give a shit about how much money the club spends. So why would we pocket watch how much you lot are spending? We don't give a fuck. We don't care. Capo, do you care how much Manchester United spend on players, bro?
I stopped caring a good season or two. I just said, you know what, actually, bro, it's not my money. I don't care, bro. Just get it done. Get me the player, and I don't care how much you have to spend, bro. Clearly, you got it, innit?
You know what the joke is? The money that these clubs spend, yeah, it's not even the owner's money. Like, Manchester United spend 200 M's a season, yeah, since Ferguson's retired. But it is a fact. It's a fact in the media. Forget me. It's a well-known fact that the Glazers have not put a penny of their own money into the pocket. So how does that even make sense? The Glazers spend money. What money are they spending? You mean they're just sanctioning purchases from the club's bank? Ain't that what the owner's supposed to do? Oh, am I missing a trick here? Like, man don't need to pocket watch, bro. For years, Arsenal fans and Liverpool fans have been saying, yo, Manchester United spend this. We don't understand why you hate your owners because you spend this amount of money, they spend that amount of money. But we're pocket watchers. What? Because you just spent 105 million on Rice or 100 million on Rice up front.
Chicken fried.
What? To be fair, Man United ain't spent 100 million up front on one player with all this money that they've been spending. But I don't understand man's angle with that one. Maybe the fellow Arsenal fan can enlighten me. But where are we going with this one? Because I don't get
speechless.
it, blood. I don't understand.
You know that like, I don't know.
He's basically saying that you man spend bare dough in it,
We do.
and he's saying that obviously we will address the first part of the tweet first. So he's saying Eric Ten Hag has to win something because you man spend bare dough. So what's the figure? It's around 300 million is spent in it.
Just under fours.
So just under 400 million in an annual year, let's say.
Call it 2 seasons, 2 summers. Call it 2 summers.
So it's 3 windows.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Well, 2.5 because the window's still open.
Yeah.
So 2.5 windows.
They spent
Nearly
fours.
400 million spent. Obviously, to me, it sounds a bit like a bitter Liverpool fan. That obviously these men, until the Caicedo bid, let's say, these men have been moving tight. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So
That's true though. They do get players for like kind of that.
yeah, don't get me wrong. Liverpool have spent money, bro. Nunes was how much? You get
Liverpool
me?
has spent
Van
all-
Dijk, Alisson. Don't get me wrong. They spend money, but it's just the
fillers,
they're scattered out. You get me?
Yeah,
So they
yeah.
do spend their money, but obviously, the United approach is more or less every summer. We just gotta flood it.
Throw the
innit?
bag at man's head.
We gotta flood it. But
flood the
obviously,
shit.
you man haven't spent the money wisely.
Yeah.
You get me?
But we say,
you know what's
you know
peak about
crazy?
United? It always looks wise.
We say
Looks-
this
yo, that's a
though,
good
like
signing.
man will say like,
That's
yo,
good.
man spent peas on trash. Like no one don't deny these things. We spend money, yeah, but we don't spend it well. So
The players that we signed though, it's mad, you know. It's coming like the coaching staff that we had. You know, like what Ronaldo was saying in the interview, the coaching staff shit, the facilities is shit. It's coming like that just runs down players because when we're in talks with these players, everyone's gassed because we don't sign no idiots, no unknowns. We sign like ballers though that have balled somewhere else before.
debatable.
You know what I'm
but
saying?
I hear what you're saying.
They've like
yeah.
no matter who we sign, they have balled out somewhere before. We never go for someone that's completely unknown.
Like a hidden gem.
Yeah.
It's
we
only-
always
it's
go
only
for
now.
somebody,
It's only
and they never
this-
turn out
yeah.
to work. So it's like,
Uh,
what's going wrong at United, really, fam? Like, what's really happening? Why we're ruining all these decent players, fam?
yeah, it's fucked.
Or do we get unlucky and every single one of them can't play in the Prem? Because I don't believe that, fam.
My thing is though, going back to this, Ten Hag has to win something because he spent 400 million. Not even to friggin' like bring Arsenal into this, but Arteta spent how much and what has he won credible? Fucking Eddie Howe has spent how much? What has he won credible? Fucking the only 2 managers that have won credible shit is the 2 best managers in the Premier League, arguably the 2 best managers in the world, and it's got nothing to do with money that's been spent. It's because them 2 managers are them guys in it. Klopp has spent bread. He's never spent 200 million in one season. To my knowledge, I think they might do it this season, but he's never just constantly spent 200 M's. No, he hasn't. But he is the reason why your board get a bly, because he is that good of a manager. He can just make it work. And to be fair, all the bread that FSG have spent since he's been there, like, has been spent by one man in the past. How long has Klopp been there? 7-8 years. We have not spent more than 5 years worth of transfer funds on one manager, bro. Like, I keep telling man, we've still got players at the club that fucking LVG signed. Left the club in 2014, 15. Luke Shaw, bro.
Sure.
And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but if we've still got players that the second manager that replaced Ferguson has got, that's saying a lot. We've got a lot of players here still from Oli and Mourinho All these man are spending different P's. Man get 3 seasons, 3 windows max, and then they're gone. What the man expects going to happen? You can't say that fucking Ten Hag has to win something credible because he spent 400 mil. Todd Bowley spent what, 800 mil on 4 different managers. What have Chelsea won, bro? They ain't won nothing. So just because you're gonna spend money doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna win anything. How much money have PSG? How much money has PSG spent to win the Champions League, and they can't even get past the semi-final, bro? Wait, no, they got to the. Who did they play in the final and they lost?
Bayern.
There we go. And how much money? How much players have gone to friggin' PSG to win the league? So why is this any different? Because it's Manchester United. That's bullshit, bro. Money don't mean you're gonna win. Money doesn't mean you're gonna win the league, and it definitely doesn't mean you're gonna win the Champions League. Because I can tell you for a fact, like I say, Chelsea, they spent 800 and something. Man are not looking at Chelsea like they're gonna win the league anytime soon, and they're definitely not gonna win the Champions League because they're not even in it. So what are you talking about, bro? Just because he spent 400 mil last season, he spent 200 and like just under 300 mil. He got us out the trophy drought, got to another final, and if the players had any fucking wits about them, we could have beat City because City was shit. And what would you have said to me then if we done the domestic double like you man did the season before that? Nothing, bro. Man, you know what it is with me, yeah? Man, I just pissed about how much money that we spend because I get it. If Klopp could spend 200 M's a season, Liverpool probably would have won a treble because his signings rarely miss. They rarely miss. So his scouting network is very decent. Arsenal also, if Arteta, not even Arteta, if Emre and Wenger had 200 M's a season when we was dishing out 200 M's, they probably wouldn't have went 6-7 years without being in the Champions League. But they didn't. That's not our fault. It's not man. It's like I'm saying it. It's not the Glazers' money that is being spent when we're spending 200 M's. It's the revenue that we're bringing in.
I don't think that matters, though.
What do you mean you don't think it matters?
It's not. Where Ten Hag gets the money from is irrelevant.
Nah, it isn't even here nor there. But man say, man say, the Glazers spend money. They don't. What money do they spend, bro? Old Trafford don't even have a
No,
team.
but the argument's not about the Glazers. The argument is how much backing your manager's got.
Yeah, it's been backed. But has he been backed though? Because I can name. In terms of funds, yeah, he has, because just like Liverpool, perfect example, they wanted Bellingham, but apparently they couldn't afford it, so they went and got McAllister and Szoboszlai. Then all of a sudden, they find 150 mil to bid for Casado. How much times have you seen that with Manchester United? They wanted Nunes, didn't get him. They wanted Fabinho, didn't get him. They wanted King Min Jae, didn't get him. They wanted they wanted Frankie de Jong, didn't get him. So they was gonna spend 55 million on Frankie de Jong. They go and splash 70 M's on Casemiro. Yes, they splashed 70 M's on Casemiro, but he weren't first choice. First choice was Frankie de Jong.
Yeah, but just because you didn't get your first choice doesn't mean you're not being backed.
But you're not being backed, no. The
Of
finance
course you
system
are.
nah, you're not, because being backed is if the manager says, like what happens at Chelsea, if the manager says, or forget Chelsea, Manchester City, if the manager says, I want Erling Haaland, or I want fucking Alvarez, or whoever they want, or I want Casado, all right, Pep Guardiola, all right, Graham Potter, we are going to get you the player that you want first. I'm not saying second and third and fourth choices don't work out, because some of them do. But you can't say you're backing your manager properly if you're not getting him. You can't be like,
No, but if the player doesn't want to go to your club,
that's just Frankie.
Whose fault is that?
That's just Frankie
That's
de Jong.
not getting backed. That's you couldn't get the player.
That's just one example, though. But all right, then let's use King Min Jae as an example. He wanted to come to Manchester United. He was waiting, but we didn't bid. We was taking long, so he went to Bayern. Now man, I'm looking at Pavard and Tadibo. The manager wanted fucking King Min Jae, bro. The manager also wanted Harry Kane. But we ended up with Højlund. It's not a bad thing as a fan personally, but if the manager wants these players, go and get these players. And it's not like Harry Kane weren't available in it. He was available. I, as a fan, didn't want him, but the manager did. So you go and get this player. You go and get the player that the manager wants, bro. You look at Arsenal even. Arteta's first midfield target was Moise Caicedo. He ended up with Jorginho, bro. Moise Caicedo could have been the difference with you sitting there with a fucking fake Premier League medal around your neck, bro, bantering me and Capo to Kingdom Come. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying.
There's no buts, fam.
There is.
Just because the club slashes the
you're
class.
saying if my manager wants a player, I'm supposed to do whatever it takes to get that player. Even if it means spend, 115 million on Caicedo?
Yeah, of course.
In January.
Because what the big hitters do. Look at man say City dominate the league. What's the difference between, besides the fact that they've got Pep Guardiola, what's the difference between how they are running everybody else?
If you have a model at your club of how you run things, and things seem to be working, there's an argument to say you might as well stick to that model.
What model do Man United have? Because they go in for friggin' Jurrien's Timber at 35 million, then say it's too expensive, but then spend 58 million on Lisandro Martinez. Make it make sense.
Sounds like me that worked out to me.
It worked out in the long run, but that wasn't the plan. You stick to the plan. You don't have a plan. It was only last week man was talking about you look at United and they don't have a plan. My man again wanted fucking Frankie de Jong. The joke with the Frankie de Jong deal is, especially last season, if we just paid him the money that Barca owed him, we would have had him, bro. And I'm not saying they should have done that.
Exactly.
I'm not saying they should have, but if that's what the manager wants and you have the means to go and do it, do it.
That's not sustainable, though.
I'm about to say, man, you got like accountants and shit.
It's
That's
not
gonna tell you,
sustainable.
bro, that doesn't make
You
sense
can't-
as a business move, bro. Why are we paying the next man's debt just for a player? Doesn't make sense, bro.
But we're doing it with Maguire, though.
Yeah, but
We're buying him out so we can fuck off the fucking...
really want him to leave so we can replace him. That's why.
And the manager really wanted the player. So the same thing you would have done...
Paying off Frankie de Jong's debt's completely
Yeah, but at the
different.
same time, you've made sales, so you probably can afford to.
You've just
pay off
said.
Maguire.
You've just said.
When's the last time Man United have made sales like they've made this
That's
season?
what I'm saying, bro. It hasn't even been happening.
You haven't?
until
We
now.
get-
I don't think we made... Well, we ain't made no money off these sales, but
But
yeah.
you've still
30
bought,
mil
you've
here
still
and there,
recouped.
17
You get
here
me?
and there.
Yeah, we have.
I couldn't tell you the last couple players that have recouped decent money for you, man. Lukaku.
Nah, Dan
30 mil
James.
for
We paid.
McCom, bro.
We paid
Bro.
like 12 for him. We sold him for 27. I
what I'm saying.
couldn't believe that one. You know, that was mad. But for me, it's just when you see other clubs that are doing it, and when you see the revenue that man get, you should be. If you're serious and you're seriously backing the manager, you should be getting the manager's first targets like
It's crazy.
everybody else. You get it? Like, let's be honest. You even Arsenal. You look at Arsenal, bar 1 and 2, man. Arteta kind of gets all his first choices.
Nah, I disagree.
Who's not been his first choice? Jesus was his first choice.
wasn't it Vlahovic?
I think Vlahovic still. It was. I
We've just
remember
been
that
decent
one.
with our plan Bs. You get me? Even Zinchenko wasn't a plan A. He wanted Martinez.
Yeah. Wow. To be fair, I do think
Ramsdale wasn't even plan
Yeah,
A.
he
We
wrote
wanted,
words still.
wanted Raya.
in terms of us, I think
You got
that
him.
I too. I think
Got
that
him
I too. In terms of transfer
2
business,
years
I
later.
think it's like similar. But with Liverpool, you just have a manager that is like, I don't know if he gets lucky, as Capo once said, with his targets. But me personally, I don't think, bar this season, this summer, and maybe last summer, Klopp can say that he's never got what he wanted. When he first come in the job, my man's looking at Mane's and Salah's and that, bro. Alisson, Van
Yeah, but-
Dijk,
but-
breaking records to get these players. No hesitations, got the players.
That's a bit different
How?
because
Like, from where he got them from, there wasn't stars. So
They're
it's
not-
not,
yeah, they
it's
weren't
not, it's
world
not like he's
beaters,
like,
bro.
I want Ronaldo, go get me Ronaldo, and he got it.
Salah
It's not
wasn't
like
a world
that.
beater. Mane
Salah was
wasn't
just
a world
Salah.
beater.
Mane was
Van
just
Dijk,
Mane.
yeah, everyone's seen
Van
the
Dijk was
potential.
class, but when you see another class player from a lower league team and you're a higher team, they're gonna come to you regardless, fam. Because one,
Yeah,
they want the
but-
money for the player because it's a flip. And two,
Alisson,
the player
I didn't know
always gonna want
Alisson
the
before
move.
Liverpool,
So it's
really.
like, trust me, them players it always was
But
gonna
they,
get from.
but they paid big money. What I'm trying to say is, I get what man are saying, but they paid big money for them. Especially Alisson and Van Dijk and Nunes, they paid big money for. Klopp gets what he wants, bar these last 2 windows, bro.
You know what it is though? I don't blame Klopp getting what he wants, fam, because one, he doesn't ask for it a lot.
No, but
Really?
see why it is with Klopp. He gets what he wants within reason.
Hey, I'm about to say, ask for
Because-
what he'll probably get one big player every other season.
that's it. Like,
So it's like, all right, cool. But
they'll
next
probably,
season,
I feel
no.
like they say, all right, you've got this to spend. Whatever you want us to spend it on, we'll go all for that.
Literally.
But you can't get that and that.
Yeah.
You can just get this. It's one of the other.
So it's like if they give him 100,
like you see when they need in the
get one player with
midfielder,
it, or you can get
but
two.
they got Gakpo.
Basically.
Like, really, they should have got both, but they only got Gakpo.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
They shouldn't even have got both. They didn't need to get both. They had just signed Nunes. He was moving mad with that one there. But even Chelsea's the perfect example. I don't use City because they have Pep Guardiola. Chelsea, every single manager, you'd probably say Graham Potter, they weren't his targets, but Tuchel got what he wanted. Poch got what
Chelsea.
he wanted. Bro, that man just like, if the manager wants a player, they go and get the players, bro.
Chelsea, I feel like Chelsea don't count again, fam, because Chelsea, I don't even feel like the managers got say, bro.
Get back to the tweet though. Eric Ten Hag
forgot
has to
this was
deliver
even a tweet.
something serious. What serious?
What serious? That's
What we're saying
What do
because
you
he
want us
won
to do,
a
fam? Do the treble,
Carabao Cup.
he wants it. So
He wants
he
a
has to.
treble,
So
bro.
say you win a Carabao Cup
We get a treble
and
as well.
finish top 4
Again this season.
again this season. What we saying?
It depends how much points we get, and it depends how much points we get off
Well,
the
finish
league.
fourth.
You say,
Top
finish
five.
fourth.
Well,
No, I
finish
said
with Champions League football.
It all depends.
It's a success, but it's a
good season.
It's a good season. It's not a success.
It's a good season, but is
But
it
I
is it
said
enough warranting the amount he's spent?
Yeah, I feel like
yeah,
it
of
is.
course.
Do you
'Cause
think
man
he's-
is-
do you
man is
think-
spending if man is spending 600 M's and that's finishing outside the top 4, him spending 400 M's in 2 seasons and getting 2 cups, 2 back-to-back trophies and 2 top 4 finishes, man can't say shit to me. Like, these man get it twisted.
He's doing
They-
Man can't say shit, but if you look at it, the goal from last season
Should
to
be
this
higher.
season is to get closer to whatever.
But that's why I said it depends how much points we're off. If we're within
Depends how far we get in the Champions League as well.
if we're within 1 to 10 points off the league, get top 4 and the trophy, it's definitely progress. How is it not progress? Because we was what between I swear it was like 11 points off you in second last season.
But you
So-
see the progress thing, man ain't feeling that, bro. Because when it's Arsenal making progress, everyone's got shit to say.
I've never did. I personally ain't this you lot for making progress.
Yeah.
The progress is clear, but it's getting to the point where you lot need to start delivering. You can't put Ten Hag in the same bracket as Arteta because Arteta's been there for what now? This is what 5th full season, 6th actual season there.
No, 4 full season.
4th full season, 5th season actually being there. Ten Hag's only been here for what 2 years. It took Klopp, money or no money, it took Klopp 5 years to win a Premier League, bro. Like, I don't get it. Chelsea have spent how much money? They can't get anywhere near a title.
This Klopp's
It's,
last
everything's
season.
contextual because
This Klopp's last season.
you gotta think. Man can talk about spending money, but it's about the base point of where that money starts from. Like Arteta spending what he's spent and what he's had to do with that where the team was then to what it is now. It's a completely different team.
Facts.
I'm not saying Ten Hag has a easier job or whatever because he don't, but his start point is different to Arteta's start point.
Yeah,
You
it's
get
different.
me?
It's different to a lot of man's.
We went through Arteta's start point from that was
I can acknowledge that. I think the hardest. I think out of all the managers we've had, the hardest start point was probably Mourinho.
Like man, I'm saying Arteta spent blah blah blah, but we've had to spend that just to catch up to man. You get me?
Yeah.
Let alone push on.
Yeah, no,
like last
facts.
season we was overachieving.
Facts.
Let's be real.
Facts. I don't disagree. It all depends.
That's like it's just like Oh, I can't explain it, but
I know what you mean. you know
what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you mean. You know what it is? It's just these Liverpool man. These Liverpool man, they don't realize how fortunate they are to have the manager that they have. It's not it's not about your club, and it's not about how much money you spend. While you got the Champions League and you got the Premier League and all them things. It's about how good your manager was doing at that time. Because I tell you something, if he was at Manchester United when Manchester United were just in 200 M's every single season, he would have achieved a lot more, a lot quicker. If he was at Arsenal, if he was at Man City, if he was at Chelsea, he would have done more. He's won what? One Premier League and one Champions League in like what, 5, 6, 7 years. How much has Pep won compared to the resources that he's had? How much have other managers won compared to the resources that they've had? Like, Liverpool, the club themselves, have only won one Premier League and Champions League compared to everybody else around them since the Premier League was running, you get it? So he's done an amazing job, but that's just because of the type of manager he is. I agree, he should have more funds and he deserves more funds, but you man act like spending money means fucking you guaranteed success. Like, your club, I don't understand why Liverpool mans act like this and say this shit, because your club is a perfect example as to why money don't mean fuck all. Cause you don't spend half of the amount of money that other clubs spend, and you've still won the big shit, the big things. So why, when other clubs are spending big money, it means that they need to win something? That's bullshit. It's just bullshit.
let's just be honest. Like, everyone says the same shit about each other until it's their team.
Yeah,
that's just Twitter
I
for you.
I seen a man cough K1 say, yo, fuck it, 115 M's, I don't care, just get the player. These times,
not my money.
It's not my money. These times, man, I've been getting on to billionaire boys spending for God knows how long. It's all right when you lot do it, innit? Maybe one day you like get the Dubai owners, or you get the Qataris, or some mad owners. You get me, and you see
Liverpool,
how quick your shit switches up.
Their owners are rich as well, though.
Bro, I think Liverpool. Liverpool have all right. I think Liverpool have all right owners. Me personally,
That owners definitely one of the richest in the.
they just don't spend.
That group in it, they own like hella big.
But all that pocket watching talk, that's brazy, because no one don't care about how much.
That's just the culture these days.
Man don't care about
Everyone's
how much money
watching
that
how
you
the
spend.
next man's spending, and you better do something this season, you know.
But what I will say is,
I hear it all the time.
yeah. What I will say is, it's like it's become like, oh, if you spend over a certain amount of money on a player, that means that player is expected to do the mad thing. So if Sancho's expected to do the mad thing because he spent 74 mil, and Pepe was expected to do the mad thing because he spent 72 mil, and Nunes is expected to do the mad thing, and Anthony and all these players, what is Declan Rice expected to do when man are spending 100 mil?
New KDB, but it looks like it, bro.
Like, what is he really expected to do for his position?
Should have scored last game, though. Good save.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking.
Oh, you're asking me.
just staring at him.
I thought you was talking to the people then.
I'm asking what's he expected to do, because I get it. With a striker, you spend a certain amount of money, man would expect a certain amount of goals. Likewise with any forward, but man spent what, 86 million on Pogba, and Pogba was expected to do the mad
No, you spend this money on players that you want to be the difference maker.
guaranteed,
Well,
yeah.
regardless of what position it is. If you
guaranteed
spend that on a
job,
striker, he needs to be the difference of you scoring certain amount of goals.
Facts.
Declan Rice now is different. We're not expecting him to get 20 goals in the league. You get me?
But you're expecting him to dominate
for
that
him
mid.
to, as a midfielder, he needs to be the difference of Arsenal winning that midfield battle where we lost it last season. You get me? So we forked out that money
Blood.
for Declan Rice.
I seen someone say something crazy like I expect 10 goals, something like 10 goals and something like 5-6 assists from Declan Rice because he spent 100 mil. I'm like, the man not know what the CDM role is, but that's enough of tweet of the week. Capo, in terms of the tweet, was it wild or reasonable?
Reasonable in terms that it's just Twitter, innit?
Yeah, it's as expected,
Yeah,
and
it's
people are
as
gonna
expected.
say this shit.
But it's wild as in, like, let's be realistic.
And yourself, Kibbs?
What's serious in it? Because let's be honest,
Yeah. No specification.
Man United could have spent The only way Man United, if you say
It's a
you man
treble.
bought Harry Kane, that's when I'm expecting something serious. You get me? It's what you spend the money on. That's
Exactly.
when the goals change. You get me?
Exactly.
Man can spend 200 mil, but if you haven't spent it correctly,
On
then
paper, Harry Kane's
you
on
get me?
30 goals plus a season
Let me.
guaranteed.
You see, if we had signed De Jong and King Min Jae and Harry Kane, as much as I didn't want Harry Kane, I would have been like, yo, bruv, on top of what we've got,
Yeah.
man need to be challenged for that title still. But what have we signed? What have we signed? Hoyland, Onana, Mason, shite.
Don't get me wrong though.
Signings have still been quite good.
They're still good signings.
Yeah,
bro.
I expect to. I told man I expect to finish second. Me personally, I'm going in for that second place, but
Sure.
winning credible things just because a manager spent 400 mil. That's wild.
You know, I
blood.
don't get about man as well. Man will say the same thing about every team. Like, oh, you might need to win the league this season.
But
But you said City need to win the league, so how can City need to win the league and we need to win the league and Chelsea need to win the league? It's like, come on, like, it doesn't make any sense.
I'm sure
And I
he just
make
said that to win,
no
bro.
sense where I
He's
said,
supposed to
Brethren,
be
you know what it is? You man are just burning. You see clubs like Manchester United just splashing that 200 M's, and you probably could do better with the money. Who knows? But guess what? You won't have the opportunity. You don't have the opportunity because your owners don't want to sanction these deals. Don't get mad at us. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. I'm gonna get some fucking signings, blood. And with that said, people, get in the comments. Let us know what you think. Was my brother Key being reasonable, or was he just chabatting shit? Like up the video, subscribe up the video, get in the comments, them.
Check the scores before you come with your reckless talk.
Go check that.
Sending corn back to my team and we're back to yours. For the win, taking no L's, we don't do draws. Don't press pause, keep your ears peeled when Tezzy talks.